boss blood-curdling screamed at me, and we had the sit down. They told me, bide our time, because she's definitely getting fired. They're just trying to compile enough stuff against her to be like, look, this is why we're firing you. It's not age discrimination because she claimed to be 64, but she was really 69. And etc., etc. And I honestly don't remember what ended up happening because it was like 4 years ago. But she said something as I was processing flowers and I got super frustrated. So I went to the manager of the store, who we'll call C, because A, B, C, anyway. And I said, look, I can't handle B anymore. Get me out of here. I can't do it anymore. You talked about moving me to bakery. Let's move me to bakery. I've officially decided. And she's like, okay. I was like, okay. So then I came back and I was processing flowers and I took a lid off the flower box and I was doing it fast because I was the only one processing flowers and there was a lot of flowers and they can die. Flowers can die. Shocker. Anyway, so I put it against the wall fast, and in my speed, it knocked over a vase, which made a sound. And my boss and the delivery driver, who we'll call D, were there. And at that moment, my boss, B, walked to C. And I learned later that she ended up saying that I was acting like a mad woman. I was crazy. I was throwing things around and blah, 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 blah. And I scared our new delivery driver, D. I talked to D later after I heard about that, and I'm like, did I scare you? I'm sorry. And she's like, no, you were upset, and I knew why you were upset, because she was saying these things. And I'm like, thank you. Anyway, so I worked for another week in floral, and as I worked, I tried so hard to leave the department at the best it could be before I left. The following, and my boss was like, my manager, B, was like, oh, you're leaving? Why are you leaving? Oh, that's so sad you're leaving. We need you here. And I'm like, I just want to try bakery. And your voice is annoying, but whatever. She says when she has an annoying voice. Anyway, so then I went to bakery. And my shift started at 5:30 in the morning. So I worked at 5:30 and I was working and I was working. And then C came up and said, hey, we kind of had B go on a week leave because she needs to think about cleaning up her act. And I'm like, the day I move into bakery, the day. She's like, can you process the flowers? Because Monday is when we got the flowers. And take care of the department today. And I'm like, I literally just left. This is my first day out of floral. And I'm already going back. So I worked until 4:30. So I started work at 5:30 in the morning and worked until 4:30 in the afternoon. And then I went home and I kept jumping back and forth between floral and bakery as I was trying to learn bakery, but also taking care of floral. And then the week ended and she came back and it was weird. She once stalked me weirdly outside of my department. She just stood there smiling and I pretended to not notice her. And then shortly thereafter, she got fired. And guess who cleaned up? So, that was exciting. But the point of my story, all 3 parts, I'm going to make an epilogue though, because something happened with her later after she was fired. Also, it was weird when she was fired because apparently she went to everyone and told them, I got fired. I'm like, who does that? digress. Anyway, so the point of my video, sorry I squirreled, is boundaries are so important. Boundaries are so important. And I wish I had learned that lesson after having this boss, because I have another boss who was soul crushing as well. And she got fired too, but I'll tell that story a different day. My point, though, is that boundaries are important. Doesn't matter what relationship it is, whether it's between you and your parent, whether it's between you and a sibling, between you and your boss, between you and another coworker, between you and the bank teller, or the person on the other side of the cash register, or, you know, the person walking down the street. There are boundaries. And also respect people's boundaries, because boundaries are what keep us safe mentally, physically, emotionally. And your boundaries are important. Your feelings are important, and you are important. And it's a way to take care of yourself. Thank you for watching. Bye.